Are you working out, not getting any results? Are you feeling frustrated? Are you annoyed? You working out 4 to 6 days a week and your jeans are still feeling tight or tighter? Are you extremely frustrated with your postmenopausal body that feels as though you went to sleep as one person and you woke up as someone totally different? Are you working out and you just feel like you're missing something? It feels like you are not doing something properly because you're not seeing the results. I get it. I understand. I've been there. I was you. I have been in a health and fitness journey now for 6 years, and I had major transformations in my first 3 years, 4 years. I had major transformations. And then all of a sudden I had this increased belly bloat. My rings weren't fitting me. I was fatigued, confused, brain fog. I had no idea what was happening with my life. If any of this resonates with you, please continue watching, because in this video, I'm going to share with you why some of the workouts that you are doing may not be serving you. They may not be doing you any favors, and you're actually doing things that work against your body in that particular phase. And the phase that I'm referring to is postmenopause. We need to make sure that we are doing the things that help our bodies in this stage in our lives. And at the top of the list, which is the focus of this video, is cardio. Cardio is something that women feel they have to do. It is the norm. When I hear women saying they're going to work out, and I continue to ask them questions, and I say, well, what kind of workout are you doing? What type of weights are you lifting? And they said, no, I'm going to do an hour on the treadmill. My heart starts to palpitate hard, and my brain starts to really go down this rabbit hole. And I ask them, why? Why are you doing cardio? Why? Is because society has told us that that's what we're supposed to do. That's what we should do. That's considered a good workout for women. And while that may be great for a 20 or a 30-year-old, in postmenopause, I am here to tell you that cardio is not your friend. Yes, I said it. It is not your friend. And that's why this video is titled that I may get in trouble by gym enthusiasts, by some physical trainers, and in particular, male physical trainers and male gym enthusiasts, and some women. But as a woman in postmenopause, I have made it my own personal mission, because it's a matter of life or death for me, to really educate myself and understand my body in this phase, to understand what my body needs, to know what I need to do to help my body in this phase. A calorie deficit, or reducing my calories to the point where I'm starving myself, is not serving me. Not eating 3 meals a day is not serving me. Not drinking enough water in a day is not serving me. So think about you entering a gym, right? Ready to sign up for a new membership. And I encourage you to go to a gym and just listen in, or just test this model, test this theory. Go into a gym, act as though you're going to sign up for a membership, and see what they tell you. I'm going to say what they're going to tell you. They're going to encourage you. They're going to show you all of the ellipticals, all of the treadmills, and they're going to give you a calendar of all the classes that they offer. The spin classes, the yoga classes, the Pilates classes, right? They're going to give you all of that. And if you stay there long enough and you watch a male come in to also sign up, also observe that conversation. Immediately, they're going to tell the male, oh, here are the dumbbells, here are the machines, this is how you use them, this one is great, this one is new. They go into a lot of detail about the weights, but the women are running themselves to death on the treadmills. And I'm going to walk you through 5 top reasons why cardio is not serving you in postmenopause. It's just not serving you. I hate to be the one to break it to you, but this is the hard truth. And it's not just coming from me doing my own research. This is coming from experts in the menopausal space. If you want to hear more of those, you can listen to Dr. Mary Claire Haver, Haver, Dr. Vonda Wright, Wright, Dr. Kelly Casperson, Casperson, Dr. Mindy Pelz, Pelz. Those are just a few. Dr. Stacy Sims, Sims. You can listen to podcasts, the Huberman podcast. You can listen to, what's the other one? The Diary of a CEO. He's had a ton of people on here, on his show. There's enough information out there that you don't necessarily have to take my word for it. You can listen to the experts. And I'm just echoing what they've been saying, that cardio does not serve women in post-menopause. But here are the reasons why. Here are the top 5 reasons as to why cardio is not serving you. I had to type them out because I don't want to misquote and I don't want to misread any of what the experts have said. So the top 5 reasons why cardio isn't ideal during post-menopause. There's an acceleration of muscle loss. You naturally lose muscle in post-menopause. Cardio doesn't help you keep it. And that hurts your metabolism. Cardio does not help you keep your muscle mass. It actually reduces it and it shreds it. Think of it as shredding your chicken. That is what cardio is doing to your muscles. Hormonal stress response. Too much cardio spikes your cortisol. Cortisol is our fight or flight hormone. If we have increased cortisol, which 90% of the women do, you're in a constant inflammatory stage. Let me say that again. Let me say it properly. If you are staying at a high cortisol level state, you are also in a high inflammatory state. And when you have a lot of inflammation, it causes comorbidities like heart disease, heart attacks, stroke, belly fat, belly inflammation, diabetes, because it stores your fat cells in that inflammatory state. So increased cortisol levels are not your friend. I've spoken in my vlogs about my 75 medium challenge that I incorporated drinking 16 grams of protein within 30 minutes of waking up. And that came as a result of a podcast that I listened of Dr. Stacy Sims. I've been doing this now for about 2 months, and I will say to you with my whole heart that it has been the biggest game changer in my entire postmenopausal state and phase. Drinking those 16 grams of protein first thing in the morning, I don't feel as anxious throughout the day. I don't feel as nervous. My nervous system has calmed down. I have a burst of energy. I feel as though I'm ready for my workout or I'm ready for my walk. It just sets the tone for the day. So too much cardio spikes your cortisol, which can trigger fat storage, especially belly fat, fatigue, and poor recovery. And this is often a space where women feel defeated because they go hard, they don't work out. They go to the gym or they have a treadmill at home and they run for 45 minutes. They feel completely exhausted and depleted. They are starving at the end and they aren't still seeing the results. They still don't see the results. And this is a problem because when your body is still trying to recover and it's still in pain, you're not going to show up the next day. And what happens with that, right? You need to create a habit of working out. So if you feel fatigued, if you don't see the results right away, because now you're feeling more inflamed, if you are sore, your legs hurt, your back hurts because you're not using the proper footwear, you're not even having right form when you're running, you go from 0 to 1,000 on the treadmill, And you feel defeated because you can no longer work out for 2 to 3 days straight because your body is still trying to recover. And we lose momentum. We lose our want to make that change. And you have to incrementally build the habit. And so this is why, another reason why cardio is really just not your friend. That was number 3. So number 3 is metabolic slowdown. So extended cardio sessions may teach your body to burn less over time by becoming overly efficient, slowing your metabolism. We don't want a slow metabolism. We want a metabolism that is normal, at a normal state, or it is at an accelerated state, right? Because of our fat stores, especially during post-menopause. It's that protective mechanism of our body of protecting our organs and making sure that they're nice and comfy. And when they're nice and comfy, that's where inflammation makes its bed. And we don't want that. We want to keep our metabolism at a normal or optimal state. Number 4, increased appetite and cravings. Post-cardio hunger can backfire. I've seen this, I've been there, I've done it, leading to overeating and undoing any calorie burn you worked for. I can't tell you how many people I talk to that are constantly saying, this is my cheat day. First of all, cheat has a negative connotation. I don't use that word because it automatically does something to my brain where it makes me feel like I'm doing something wrong, even though I'm telling myself it's okay to do this. So I always say that I'm having a treat day, not a cheat day. And I have a three chewing or a 3 bite rule. That this is my own personal rule. And I've tested it and it works. My family uses it, my husband uses it, and my daughters use it. If I have a craving, I'm not going to deny myself that craving. First of all, I need to do a pulse check and say, okay, am I thirsty? Am I dehydrated? Or am I really craving something? Because oftentimes when we're craving something salty or sweet, it's a direct correlation to dehydration. And we as adults live in a constant dehydrated state. So we're not drinking enough water. Ideally, you should be drinking half of your body weight in ounces of water. That's a minimal. So if you weigh 100 pounds, you should be drinking 50 ounces of water. And people say that's too much water. No, it's not. If you break it down by 8 hours, it's less than 6 ounces an hour. And I think you can do 6 ounces an hour. Actually, I've seen people drink 50 ounces of beer in less than 2 hours. So trust me, I know that you can drink half of your body weight in ounces of water a day. But again, this is that whole mindset where let me go back to my 3 bite rule. I forgot. So 3 bite rule is once I've done that little quick check to make sure it's not dehydration or anything else, I allow myself to take that chocolate chip cookie. I will take 3 full bites of that cookie, but I will chew it slowly. I will take each bite, chew it slowly, let it send that chemical to my brain that's going to say, you've had the cookie, you are good now. And usually after 3 bites, that craving kind of suppresses. You just have to give yourself time in between to do that. And I have seen people so often work out heavy Monday through Thursday, and then it goes to shit on the weekend. Now, come on, don't do that to yourself. Don't do that to your body. This is a lifestyle change. It is something that you should continue, not just while you're in the gym or you're on the treadmill. This is something that you should be incorporating into your daily life. So that's number 4, is your increased appetite and change. So focusing on high protein, high fiber, it keeps you fuller longer. It slows down your body consumption because it takes longer for it to leave your body. This is why high protein, high fiber nutrition is critical. And then the last one is joint and bone strain. With declining estrogen, bones and joints are more vulnerable. High impact cardio can increase injury risk without offering protective strength. We need to protect our bones, people. So many elderly women fall and break their hip, break their legs, and they don't recover. And so of those women that don't recover, the percentage is pretty high of those women that end up unfortunately passing away. I don't want to be that woman, not as much as I can help it. So I increased my protein, I increased my fiber. Every single meal I eat is protein and fiber focused. I have more protein, more fiber on every plate. That is my goal. That is my mission. That is how I set up my food. I no longer look at food as something that I need to do. I'm 55, that goes without saying. I look at food as fuel. I look at food as an energy source. I no longer eat with my eyes. I eat with my brain. I eat with my body and mind. I am not going to do a 45-minute strength training workout and eat a bagel. Then that means that I shouldn't have never done that 45-minute workout. Working out does not give you an excuse to eat like crap. Working out does not give you an excuse to eat more calories without understanding the why. So if you are starting and you are new to the life, to the health and fitness environment, do your homework. Do a little bit of research, but that's a video for another day. Okay, so those are the 5 top reasons why cardio does not work for you if you are in postmenopause. Muscle loss, acceleration, hormonal stress response, metabolic slowdown, increased appetite and cravings, joint and bone strain. None of them are working in your favor. And listen, here's the bottom line, right? If you're in postmenopause, it's just time to change and how you look at yourself, right? Stop this insanity of constantly chasing calories and counting calories. For me, I think it's an extremely unhealthy relationship. Unless you're going for bodybuilding and unless you want a true calorie deficit, it's important that you are in the right mindset. We live in a world and in an environment where the scale rules our lives. And I find that relationship to be extremely unhealthy. I find it to be extremely toxic. So as we are in the process of getting rid of toxic relationships, as women, we need to start working on ourselves to release and remove and detach from our toxic obsession with the scale. A scale is just a number. It's a moment in time. However, we let that number drive our energy. We let it drive our mindset. We let it drive what type of day we are going to have. That is sometimes how obsessed some people are with the scale. And I like to encourage you to focus on non-scale victories. Those could be, are you walking up the stairs without breathing heavy? Are you sleeping better? Do your jeans fit better? You don't have to do that little shimmy and to button them or buckle them, they're not giving you any issues, right? Are you more alert? Do you have more energy? Are you happier? These are the non-scale victories that we need to look at. Weighing yourself every day is not the best way for you to start or implement a workout routine. You will feel defeated. You will feel less than if you don't see that scale going down. And it takes a lot of work for that scale to go down, but we have to do it holistically. It has to be not just about working out. It has to be our nutrition, and our sleep is pivotal as we approach postmenopause or as we are in postmenopause. All these things play a factor into that number that you're seeing. But the only correlation we're making to that number is dieting and starving ourselves. So if we starve ourselves, the number will go down. Well, if you starve yourself, you will lose muscle mass. And what happens when you lose muscle mass? You're putting yourself at risk for osteopenia, a hip break or a leg broken. And that's a longer recovery. I think that's more intense than just really eating with a protein and fiber mindset. So those are the takeaways that I want you to have. So instead of cardio sessions, here's what I would love for you to do. I want you to prioritize strength training 2 to 4 days a week to start. Start with 30 minutes. Focus on weight training. You're not going to get bulky. You're not going to look like a man. That's another fallacy. That's a video for another day. I want you to add low impact movement. And that could be walking, mobility work, stretching, right? A lot of stretching, or Pilates. And this helps to reduce your joints. It helps to support your joints and reduce stress. I want you to focus on your recovery. Recovery is so important. We're in this state of go, 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 and we don't know how to slow that down. It's okay in our stage at postmenopause. It's okay to slow things down. We can give ourselves permission to slow things down. So your hormones need a reset just as much as you do. And how do we get a reset? We get that with 8 hours of sleep. Anything less than 7 to 8 hours of sleep, we're no longer resetting. Our body is not able to reset itself. So when we think of cortisol, especially our highest cortisol is first thing in the morning. So it's a ripple effect. So it's important that we reduce that stress and we reduce that cortisol, because you need to recover, and you need to recover so that you can show up the next day in the best way and you can continue to create this habit. And the last thing is, you want to fuel your body properly. So get enough protein and don't undereat. Stop. Can we please stop with starving ourselves, especially in postmenopause? We need to build our muscle. We need to build our bone density. We need to be able to move better. We need to have a stronger core. Under-eating or not eating enough is not going to do that. We live in a state of constant deprivation of protein. Women do not get enough protein. Ideally, you should be eating your weight in grams of protein a day. So if you weigh 150 pounds, you should be eating 150 grams of protein. Women are getting less than 14 grams of protein a day. Don't believe me? Look it up. Okay. So, this isn't about doing less, right? I want us to shift our mindset. This isn't about doing less. It's about doing what works for you with longevity in mind. I don't want to live longer. I want to live healthier. I don't want to be skinny. I want to be stronger, right? I had to change that mindset myself. I needed to focus on becoming stronger, not just physically on the outside, but also on the inside. That is all that I have for you. I hope that this video has helped you. I hope that you can walk away and do a little bit of research and start to take different steps to help your body heal, to recover, as well as to bring on new habits, right? Start a new trend. Take care of yourself. Drink that protein within 30 minutes of waking up. Do the things that make you happy and take care of yourselves. All right, that is all that I have for you. And until the next one, adios.